For the fourth time, the BeamNG Monster Jam Series will head to the Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, Florida. Last week in Philadelphia, Justin Zydel got Gravedigger its first win of the season in the Lincoln Financial Field with a crazy freestyle run. Will he be able to back it up just like he did in Season 1 here in Tampa, or will someone new rise to the top? BeamNG Monster Jam Red Division is coming up next.
It's about that time, so put it up, let's get it on. Made it this far, time to show the world who's number one. Pull it up to the line, let's do it. Anything in my way, I'm running through it. I watch the lights and my hands are sweaty. I hear the people screaming, so you better get ready. Cause when it drops, I'ma take the shot, rock the spot, make it hot. Cause it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that. Cause it's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that time. It's been a long time.
It is the start of Week 2 of the BeamNG Monster Jam Series as the Red Division kicks us off again here at the Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. I'm Jero Koska, alongside me, Trey Bardon. Trey, this is our fourth time coming to Tampa in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, and two previous winners at Tampa are in this field. Cody Anderson and the Stone Crusher, who did it a few seasons ago, and then Justin Zydel and Gravedigger, who did it back in Season 1. Will they have an advantage here in Tampa, or is it just going to be, any one of these 15 can get it done?
Well, Joe, you see what's happening out there?
I see a little bit of rain, Trey.
It's you know what that means?
Could be a little bit slippery.
Unpredictability, Joe. I don't know who has the upper edge because I don't think any of these guys had any, experience in the rain, in all honesty.
Yeah, maybe if there were some West Division drivers from last season when they ran in El Paso, it was a downpour there. Fortunately, here at Tampa, it's only started raining just in the last hour or so, and it's a light rain, so it's not too terribly wet out there. But we'll see which of the 15 drivers can adapt to the track in the best way, and we'll see which one comes out on top at the end here in Tampa. We'll go take a look at the field of trucks for freestyling in Event 2. Starting in freestyle will be Aaron Abel in the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Then in Stone Crusher, it's Cody Anderson. And in Jester, we have Levi Jones.
In Avenger, we have Tevin Maxwell. Brutus has Matt Mosso behind the wheel. And in Max D, it's Alexander Rowe.
Then we have Nicholas Moorhees in the Barbarian. Behind the wheel of Kraken, it's Katie Thurman. And in Northern Nightmare, we have Keegan Thompson.
In Monster Energy, we have Brett Sear. Overkill Evolution has Connor Annapolis. And in Lucas Oil Crusader, it's Lathan Strickland.
Then the final three, Brodozer has Ryan Wilson. In Monster Mutt, it's William Seaman. And by the way, Gravedigger, it's Justin Zydel. So here we go, Trey, the first truck to take to the course where maybe it's not as wet as it might be at the end of the night. Aaron Abel in the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Obviously, a disappointing run last week in Philadelphia, but it turned out big in the 90 seconds right there here in Tampa.
We say it every week. It's always going to be sketchy to be the first driver, but especially in rain.
Yeah, definitely, Aaron Abel is the first one to know how muddy is it, how slick is it, is it actually muddy out, or is it just a little bit wet out? So Aaron Abel definitely, feeling the track out right now for the rest of the drivers, and the drivers obviously looking on as Aaron Abel performed some big trips so far, and this is only, the first 30 seconds of the run for the Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Yeah, she's just kind of feeling out the track. Nice air off of that racing lane right there, though. Very nicely done. Gotten out a lot of distance right there. Now he's going to bring it around here. What's his next hit going to be? Going for the pod section in the middle, Joe. We don't see that too often.
No, we do not, but this one very unique with just a few obstacles that lead on to it. And once again, we've been saying about a few tracks in the past. That's a nice skyward right there. Landed hard on the side of the pod, but keeps going. But Trey, there's not really room to move around here. There's obstacles basically stacked on top of obstacles as Aaron Abel gets to the final 30 seconds. Yeah,
and that makes you wonder, about last week. Remember that? How cramped it was there, Joe?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit better here because they got runoff room as he's going to go into a couple of donuts here. But they got runoff room on the ends of it, right? Like right here and on the other side. But in the middle, it's really cramped as compared to last week. It was just cramped all over.
See Aaron Abel right there going off the pod. Huge air right there. Landing hard onto two wheels. The truck is broken, but he does pull it in before it either shut off. Maybe he pulled in while it was shut off in the Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
I mean, Joe, I'm pretty sure the time filled out, though, so it's going to count as a full clock.
Yes, it is. That was the full 90 seconds right here. This is going to be a great angle of what happens to Aaron Abel. He lands down right on the obstacle.
Oh.
Just snaps. I think that's a 4-link off.
Let's see. It looks like that's what it is, and I think the dog might need to go to the vet after that.
I think so, but a good run for Aaron Abel in the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. We'll take a look at what the scores are from the judges as they come down. We have 2 7s and a 6.5, so the start of the night is a 20.5 for Aaron Abel in the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Now the next truck out, he's won here in this stadium before. It's Cody Anderson in the Stone Crusher. When he did win in the stadium, Trey, he was the second truck out, and he was driving Stone Crusher. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but he has to be feeling pretty high coming into this one.
You saying there's a trend?
There could be a trend, but you know what? Trends don't start until, 3 or 4, so I wouldn't say quite yet.
Enough. Oh! Nice move!
Yeah, look at that wheel stand across the pod.
I don't know if he planned to do that or if it just kind of happened, but I mean, hey, the judges are going to like that.
Yeah, even if he did plan to have it happen, that's great, kind of come up with things on the spot right there for Cody Anderson, who is so far finding it hard to avoid obstacles here in this course.
Joe, would you agree 90% of a person's run, a driver's run, is winging it?
I think it is, right? So I'm sure drivers... Whoa, look at that!
Goodness!
He was past vertical there going over the pod.
He was at a 100-degree angle right there. I don't think he meant to do that.
It was into the second half of the run. As you mentioned, I don't think, many runs are scripted when they go out there. They probably have a plan, but immediately gets thrown out after the first hit.
You really think these guys plan out something?
They have to, right? At some point, you have to. Look at that launch!
Oh, my goodness!
Oh, my gosh! Wow!
No.
20 seconds left on the clock, making 19 for Cody Anderson. A huge hit, and it broke the truck when he hit. Right here, look at this from Anderson. A crazy way to end the run in the Stone Crusher. Over backwards.
That's another truck that ended their run. Well, didn't end it, but broke their truck on that set of ramps right there after hitting something else. So you got to keep that in mind, Joe.
Yeah, we do. That's for sure, especially since obstacles do lead to that. We'll see what the scores are. 19 seconds on the clock for Cody Anderson. It's not going to be a win again here in Tampa. 5-5-5-5. It's going to be a 15.5 for the Stone Crusher and Cody Anderson. And now the third truck out. He was on fire last week, Trey. It's Levi Jones out in the Chester. He's hoping that maybe they fix the setup on the truck. Remember how it was rebounding last week, and hopefully he doesn't get into the stands and catch on fire this time.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to go up in flames, but normally it's theoretically.
Yeah, that is for sure, as Levi Jones going out here in the Jester and looking for his next hit off the race lane. Some nice air right there in the Jester, landing down hard, and it looks like maybe a little bit of a rebound right there in the Jester, but I think so far at the moment looking just a little bit better on the rebound than it did last week, but now he's over backwards, falling off the ramp onto the sides, has enough time to try a sidewall, and does save it in the Jester.
I don't know how he just did that, Joe.
I don't either, but you know what? Levi Jones knows his stuff, and he's doing it so far in the Jester, nearing the midpoint of the run, and has that big save. That's a wow moment now. Keep trying to fill out the clock and gets that freestyle lead.
He's gonna... I can't tell if the back of the truck's sitting lower than normal, or... I mean, it kind of looks like it's stancing up, doesn't it?
This was an issue last week where the truck, rebound once again. He's getting some really big rebounds.
Oh my
And he's up on his side again, trying some sidewalls onto the other side.
Oh my goodness.
Levi Jones is going off.
Jeez, I mean, I don't know if these rebounds are helping or not, in all honesty.
Well, when he's saving it, it's helping. He's going for a backflip now. Huge air, lands it hard, but lands it fine. And now 10 seconds left. Can he end the run up? Because those 2 saves, this is going to be a big score for Levi Jones.
Onto his nose, sending it.
Look at this man. Where's he going now? He's into the wall.
Oh no, into the wall again.
And he's upside down.
At least it didn't catch on fire.
Yeah, I was about to say, this time it wasn't as bad for Levi Jones. But Trey, a 20.5 is a score to beat, and I would be shocked if this does not take over the freestyle lead.
I think we're going to have a lot of very angry people if it doesn't take over the lead, Joe.
Right here, this was the first save as you just kind of got into that backflip obstacle, went over backwards, and right here, he's lucky that he was far enough onto the sidewalls to where he could just take a moment to gather his surroundings and know what way to turn to save it.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, the truck was taking those weird rebounds again, so hopefully they get it fixed for week 3, whatever the issue is, but there's definitely something not right for the past 2 weeks with this truck.
Unfortunately for the team, Levi Jones was able to save the truck twice, even after the bad rebounds, and put out really good freestyle runs. So even, with the bad setup on the truck, it's still probably going to be taking the freestyle lead. Probably going to be a really big score for only the 3rd truck out.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the judges thought about it. I mean, it was a very, very good run here. He was the first truck to get a backflip in, too. So we'll have to see what the judges thought about it.
And this was that final move as he nosed it into that ramp, windshield coming out and all. He gets high up into the air, noses it into the ground, just hits the gas, and it flings the truck up in the air. And look at this, Trey. I mean, that's a crazy ride.
Again, hey, he hit the wall, but it didn't catch on fire this time.
Now, he hit with the front, and there's a lot less in the front that would be catching on fire. But the scores are coming in from the judges, and it's going to be 2 8-5s and an 8. It's a 25 for Levi Jones in the Jester. He now sits in the hot seat as the third truck out. So, Trey, your Tevin Maxwell coming out in the Avenger with your new paint scheme, right? Your World Finals 11 paint scheme on that truck, that black and white. But you just saw the third truck out get a 25. There's now only 5 points to work with for 12 trucks left. What are you thinking if you're Tevin Maxwell right now?
I got 5 points to do it.
I guess that's what he's thinking. He's just trying to get that out of his mind, right? Just go for the best freestyle he can.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a tough cookie to eat there, but there's always a way to do it.
There is for sure, especially in this paint job he has. You know, the World Finals 11. I think they call it the Hot Rod paint job, and put on a good freestyle performance at World Finals 11. So he's hoping to get another good one out in this paint job here in Tampa to start out the second week of competition in the BeamNG Monster Jam Season 4.
Yeah, and let's see what his next plan is here, Joe. Big air.
That was nice there. He cleared the pod and pulled it into a little bit wheel, but that kind of got interrupted by that little ramp right there as he's nearing the midpoint of the run in the Avenger. Tevin Maxwell so far a decent performance, but definitely needs the wow factor. Levi Jones had those 2 saves and a backflip in his run. So far, Tevin Maxwell has good momentum, but needs the big moves in this Avenger.
You know, I always felt like we got nice air off that pod section right there. The Team Scream chassis, Joe, always looked elongated. You know what I mean? It just always looks like it's a lot more. Yeah, it just looks really spread out. I mean, it honestly might work because, you know, longer wheelbase, you got more, I wouldn't say grip, but you got more, what's the word I'm looking for? Gravity pulling you down, I guess?
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
no!
Right there.
There's a wheel off, but it's back on all 3, and they're going to let him keep going because nothing's hanging off the truck.
How hard is this going to be, though?
Very hard. You can already tell, you know, speed's kind of down, and, he's just going to stuff it. Yep. And he's upside down, but he did fill out the clock, Trey, so he got one final move out, and I'm sure the judges will appreciate that move, right? He didn't have to do it on 3 wheels, but he decided he would do it just for the fans and for the judges.
Yeah, it's the Avenger, though, so come on.
Yeah, I think maybe you were looking for maybe center of gravity before this
That's
happened.
what it was. I was gonna say, if it's gravity right there, it definitely hurt him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's definitely what I was looking for with the longer. Thank you for filling in the blank for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it, but then this happened, so I figure we should focus more on the truck losing a wheel. But
I understand. No worry.
And then right here, he stuffed it into this obstacle. So Tevin Maxwell, it was a solid performance, but I don't think it's going to beat the 25 set by Levi Jones and the Jester. We'll see what the judges think. Once again, it was a solid run and might contend for second place at the moment with the 4 trucks that have gone out, as we'll see as the scores come in. We got 2 6-5s and a 7. It's a 20 for Tevin Maxwell and the Avenger, currently 3rd place of the 4 trucks that have gone out. And then Trey, one right after the other. It's now Matt, Mosso, and Brutus, Tevin's teammate here from Team Scream. So going out one right after another. We'll see if Mosso learned anything from his teammate to try and put into his freestyle run to maybe outscore Tevin Maxwell and the Avenger.
Well, he's gonna get the Cyclones out of the way here pretty early. He's only the 2nd truck to do it. Watch out for the wall.
Yep, only the 2nd truck. I think Monster Red Dalmatian was the only other one, but the dog's going for donuts here and a little bit really up over the pod, showing the power of that Team Scream Brutus truck.
He's gonna whip it around here. He's gonna be going for the racing lane. Looks like he is. Nice air off of that.
That is nice air off that racing lane right there, but Matt Mosso going big in the Brutus. He was the first truck out last week in Philadelphia, so he's happy he's not the first truck out here, but he's still pretty early on the running, so he wants to, once again, another wheelie right there over the pod section.
He's just kind of, you know what? He's kind of taking his time with it almost. I mean, he's definitely doing some unique things, but it doesn't really seem like he's putting the truck at risk at the moment, so he's probably going to be waiting here until the time runs down a little bit more just to secure it.
Yeah, like you're saying, he's doing some unique moves, some different moves, but it's more technical, right? To where the technical moves aren't normally the crazy, get yourself in trouble moves. He's just trying to wait out this clock, and now he's into the final 30 seconds, so I think he's probably going to start going big here. He's going for a backflip, and a perfect backflip for Matt Mosso.
That was pretty textbook right there. A little backup, but the judges aren't going to deduct them to that because it was the forward, the back foot there. He's going to nice combo on top of the pod six. Just go straight up into the single jump. Watch out for the wall. That was very nice.
I can't believe he stopped that and nothing broke whenever he landed because that was an abrupt move. But Matt Mosso trying it out big, and the Brutus hard landing there, wheeling all over the place, and a pirouette back onto the nose and back on all fours.
They're going to count that, Joe.
Yes, they are. That was an impressive run. I think the save started right at 0, so I think they should count it. And here's the backflip, very well executed out of Matt Mosso.
Didn't even look like it was going to hit anything, so that's very hard to come by with these drivers right here because it seems like almost every time they do a backflip, it's going to run into something. And
then right here, onto 2 wheels over the pod, wheeling off of it, and this was about where it hit 0, so I would think that this gets counted right here.
It was very nicely done. I mean, he didn't really have to do much, did he?
No, I think he was just along for the ride, and fortunately the ride ended back on all fours, and the truck's pretty fine for next week. We'll see what the scores are. Will it beat the 25 set by Jester? It won't. 2 7.5s and a 7. It'll be a 22 for Matt Mosso and the Bruce. So a solid score there, second place. Well, next out, Alexander Rowe. Disappointing run in Max D last week in Philadelphia. Looking to get a rebound here in Tampa. And Rowe looking to go to the back of the MX Looks after 90 seconds. Huge air in that red Max D. Going big already for the fans here in Tampa.
You know, we talk about Team Scream with the longer chassis. Max D has the taller chassis, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that truck's sitting a little bit higher up, but I'm sure Rowe was fine with it. He's gotten accustomed to it already, and he was having a really good performance, last week in Philadelphia as he airs it out right there. He's in trouble! No. Hard into the single jump, and how did that come back onto all fours perfectly fine?
He looked like a ballerina out there.
He did. That was impressive out of Alexander Rowe, but
Ooh.
That was a hard landing, but the truck absorbed it well, didn't break anything. Last week he had a solid run going, but just flipped it over doing some donuts over in the corner by the broken Gravedigger, so we're all hoping they can fill out the full 90 seconds this time, and so far, just like last week, having really solid start to that freestyle run.
He's absolutely whipping his truck around this field right now, Joe. I mean, it just looks like he loves the way the truck's set up. The real question is that can he follow the clock and like you said, like he did last week?
Oh, he's in trouble all over the place. Will he have a chance to save it? No.
Well, he parked it upside down. Oh, the truck's broke too. So I mean, It's not like the judge or the officials were even going to let him really continue if he was able to pull out of that.
And that's a tough break. Once again, it's going to end short for the second straight week. About 19 seconds left on the clock. This was the save as he stuffed it into the single jump. And it, as you mentioned, is kind of ballerina through the air. And luckily it saved.
It did break there.
A little bit, but it's not hanging like it was here at the end.
This second hit was the real...
Yeah, the ender.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, it's already flapping. And he's along for the ride at this point, Alexander Rose. Look at this. That truck's going all over the place, and I'm surprised that let him have a chance to save it here.
He parked it pretty well.
He did. He's in between the lines, I'm pretty sure, on both sides. So
that's impressive.
Yeah, props to Alexander for that, but unfortunately that's not going to count for any points. And it's going to be another lower score for a Max D driver here in the red division. 2 5.5s and a 6. It'll be a 17 so far, second to last for Alexander Rowe in the Max D. I'm noticing a pattern here as we have Nicholas Maurice and the Barbarian coming out. We're 6 trucks in at the moment, 7 trucks in, and we've seen 2 judges at least agree on every run.
Is that good? I mean, Joe, I think last week we heard some disagreement with one of the judges.
Yeah. But so far, and I'm pretty sure they're all within I think they've all been within about a point or a half a point of each other. So they're kind of very consistent across I think that the 3 judges that judge this, they're all looking for the same thing of a freestyle run. Oh my goodness!
They might not be looking for that.
Well, they're looking for that. That was an amazing. I don't know how nothing broke on the cage there.
Well, the only thing that really looked like it broke was the hood itself. I don't even know where the hood went.
It got kicked to the other side of the stadium. I think it's fine.
Okay. I think it disintegrated. It went so fast. But, yeah, I mean, it's not that it's a bad thing all the judges are looking for the same thing. It's going to keep the scores consistent. It's just, sometimes it's nice to have variety in judges.
Oh, no. He's up onto trouble again. Look at that power to pull it out.
I don't understand how he's getting out of these, Joe.
Well, it's Nicholas Maurice. Remember, oh my gosh, hang on, Nicholas. Look at that move. Think about a few seasons ago when he was behind the wheel of Medusa. He performed really, really well as a rookie here. He's going for a backflip in the Barbarian. 20 seconds left. Nicely executed onto the front wheels, going for a moonwalk here. Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh, Trey, and that had, with 11 seconds left, that was looking like it could have challenged Levi Jones for the lead, and now I don't know if it's going to be able to.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but try to get a little too technical maybe, and it ended up putting him on his lid.
Perhaps, but look at this. How did nothing break on the chassis?
And then, jeez, oh man. I mean, look at the truck. Look how much it torque.
Yeah, it's flexing all over the place, but somehow they built that Barbarian truck well. And then right here, another save. And, I mean, this was the second save in this freestyle run that shows just how much power is under the hood of this truck. I mean, look at this. He's on the front wheels, and he just gases it, and it just grips and pulls it back.
Think of how long it was on the hood. Well, I guess what was the hood.
Yeah.
Without touching anything, and he was still able to pull out of it.
And then here's what ultimately ended the run is he does a backflip, a little bit of an over-rotation, but he thinks that's a fine deal because he's going to put it on the front and go into a moonwalk, but just got a little bit too much over, and then right there.
I think he might have kept it in reverse when he went to go switch it into forward.
Yeah, I think he was trying to find first gear, but it didn't work out for Nicholas Morhees and the Barbarian. The scores are coming in, and it's going to be 2 6.5s and a 7-cell time with Tevin Maxwell on the Avenger. It's a 20, unfortunate for Nicholas Morhees in the Barbarian. And now next out, solid run last week in Philadelphia as the second truck out. It's Katie Thurman out in the Kraken. We'll see what she can do to start the 90 seconds. She's going big off of that single jump. The air is huge to start the 90 seconds for the Kraken.
You think the Kraken's going to do any better with the rain here, with the water?
Maybe, you know what? Maybe it will. Maybe it'll kind of a home field advantage, right?
Is that how that works? We're in Florida. We're pretty close to the beach, Joe.
Yeah, Tampa, Florida. You know, there's definitely a water down this day. Oh, that's a hard side slap for Katie Thurman, but look out. But it looks like the truck absorbed it well once again.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Kraken's really built to take a beating here and gonna flip it around here again. Gonna be nailing for it the opposite side of the racing lane. It's gonna be lining up. Yes, it is. Look at that. Nice air off of that, and maybe lining up right for the backflip.
Nope, she strayed away from it. You know what? She probably has the clock in her truck and said, you know what? Halfway through the run, not going to risk it quite yet. Great save by Katie Thurman right there in the Kraken, nearing the final 30 seconds. So she's having momentum, having some decent moves, but definitely needs the wow factor. Look at that launch onto 2 wheels. What a save!
That was very nice right there. Now she's going to bring it around here. I think it's time.
Yeah, I think it's finally time for the backflip for the Kraken. Nicely executed, and she'll pull off a mini moonwalk.
That was a little, you know, safer than what Barbarian tried to pull off there.
That was a smaller version. Now she's going crazy. Oh, my goodness.
I think it's broke.
Yeah, I think it's really broken now, and the clock did tick down to 0, so technically fills out the 90 seconds, and Katie Thurman, a solid run the Kraken, but once again, I just don't know if it's going to beat the 25 set by Jester.
Yeah, I don't think it could definitely be a top 5 truck, or run that is, but I don't see it being the number 1.
Yeah, like that save right there definitely going to count for a lot of points. And then right here, especially after just seeing a truck go out and fail a moonwalk, even though it wasn't as dangerous as the last one, still pulling out some type of moonwalk is going to gain a lot of points from the judges.
Yeah, and then right here, I believe this is going to be the last move.
Yeah, look at this.
And just absolutely hyper bending everything on the front end of that truck.
Yeah, a lot is broken on that Kraken truck.
4-link.
Yeah, 4-link, the full front end. But we'll see what the judges think for Katie Thurman and the Krakens. The scores come down 2 7.5s and a 7-cell tie with Brutus. It's a 22, a tie for a second. Katie Thurman and the Kraken moves into that with Brutus. And now next out, the Season 1 champion, Keegan Thompson in the Northern Nightmare. A solid run in Philadelphia, but unfortunately was going upside down out of bounds last week and couldn't save the truck. We'll see if Keegan can try and fill out the full 90 seconds here this week and go big in that Northern Nightmare here in Tampa.
Well, Joe, it's probably the farthest he'll get from Canada at this track. I gotta ask the question again. How long for that puck and the hockey stick to stay on the truck?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to answer that, but normally the hockey stick comes up pretty fast. The puck stays on until the truck is upside down. Yeah,
that's fair enough. I'll give that one to you, and we'll see how long he's able to keep it on. But he's got a mission, it looks like.
Oh no! It's broken! Oh.
That's the first truck we've seen get broken off the pod section there by hitting the chassis.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about, when Moorhe set off in the Barbarian, it didn't break. We've had some others do that, and with half of the time left on the clock, Keegan Thompson cannot be happy in the cockpit of that truck.
He might be happy he's going out earlier next week.
I guess that could be the only. Look at this right here, just snaps.
Oh,
that is an
right on the
unfortunate
four link. Yeah.
God. He was only
what
about.
What are you gonna do? Hey, the hockey stick and puck stayed on.
Yeah, everything stayed on except for the four link. But Keegan's not going to be happy about that for sure. I mean, he only filled about 35 seconds on the clock, left the most amount of time on the clock of anyone. It's definitely going to be the lowest score here tonight. He didn't have any wow factors and only got halfway into the run. The scores are down from the judges already. A 3-5, a 3, and a 4. It's a 10.5 for Keegan Thompson. Last place so far in Northern Nightmare. So next out we have Brett Sear in the Monster Energy, and Trey, it's a different paint job. It's the purple Monster Energy here in Tampa this week for Brett.
That's different. I like it. My favorite color is purple, so I might have a little bias towards it, but I think it looks pretty stealthy, I guess you could say.
Back to Season 1, Marshall Burrow driving this truck, and he actually got to the World Finals in this paint job, so maybe this could be a lucky break for Brett Sear here driving this purple Monster Energy.
We'll see if the luck comes with it here, but he's got 70 seconds to fill though, Joe, and we've seen quite a bit of trucks not be able to fill that time yet, and we'll have to see if maybe Brett Sierra is going to be one of those lucky ones to do it.
We've seen a lot of mechanical brakes on trucks here, even Monster Dalmatian came right at the end, but you also have Stone Crusher and some of the others. Avenger lost a wheel, so this is a tough track on the equipment. We'll see if Brett Sear can keep his truck underneath them here for the final 40 seconds of this freestyle run.
Yeah, it's strange because you wouldn't think a track like this would be more mechanical braking just because of how it's set up. You would think it's more, flipping the truck. But no, it seems like just something strange is going on where you're breaking quite a few four links, it looks like.
So far, Brett going big with the air and momentum distance. The Wow Factor's going for the 8-pack backflip ramp, and he completes it. First one of the night.
I don't know if I call it a backflip, but it worked.
Yeah, it was some crazy move. Now he's going all over the place. Nice save for Brett, and he's now stuck in the corner for the final 5 seconds. He's going for a reverse backflip.
That lined him up pretty perfectly.
Oh no! He tried to jump into the stands.
I don't think they're gonna like that very much. I don't think a monster truck is made for the stands.
No, I don't think so. And definitely the officials shut that down immediately. When it was facing the stands right there. That's the backflip with a twist. So first one of the night, that should score Brett some points.
Yeah, and then right here, I mean, it lined him up pretty perfectly, but it looked like he hit it at an angle right there. And yeah, about right here, they probably shut him off.
Yeah, they knew. They said, not today, please, Brett. And
he kept the truck pretty clean, though.
Yeah, the truck is pretty clean. Unfortunately, I think the wall is going to need some repairing there after the event because of Brett. We'll see what the scores are for Brett Sear, the Monster Energy. That'll move him into second place at 22.5 for Monster Energy in Brett Sear. So now Brett moves into second with that 22.5, but still Jester on top with the 25. Can Connor Annapolis and the overkill from Lucian find a way to top Levi Jones?
What's he got to do, though, Joe? That's the real question.
I don't know. Oh, my gosh. Oh, it's already broken, Trey. It's already broken on the rear.
What is going on today?
I don't know, but, I mean, for Connor Annapolis, that is the most unfortunate break possible because it was on the first jump. And I mean, he has to live with this now on the rear end.
He has no rear steer? Yeah. I mean, he has maybe one, but the other one's just kind of hanging there. I'm surprised it still has drive to it.
I can't believe that he's able to actually keep it on all fours. He's like going for donuts. How is that working?
Well, it looks like it might be turning with it. Not anymore.
I think it's just straight.
No. I can't tell if they're turning into each other or not.
Well, he's putting up with it right now. The overkill. Oh my God. Oh, he'll stuff it into the ground.
Oh.
Wow.
I think he gave up with it.
There's a lot broken on the rear now.
Yeah, I think he gave up with it right there, and he just decided to full throttle it. And did you see the amount of smoke that flew out of that?
Yeah, that truck was not liking it. Here's what broke it. That was the first hit, and wow.
Oh. Joe, we've seen trucks hit that harder.
Yeah.
And they were able to hold, so it just must have been a bad bounce?
Yeah, just an unlucky hit. And then right here, this was unlucky for Connor Annapolis. He stuffs it into the ground. And,
watch the smoke.
Yeah, you mentioned, look at that.
I think it shoved the entire chassis and oil pan into the motor. It just caused smoke.
It did, that is for sure. It's going to be another low score for Conrad pulling the Overkill Evolution. Finished 5th last week, and it's only going to be a 13 here this week in Tampa. Currently second to last of the trucks that got out. There's just 4 left here in Freestyle. So the 4th to last truck out, 4th place finisher in Philadelphia. It's Lathan Strickland out in the Lucas Oil Crusader. He's seen some trucks break as of late. He's looking to try and fill out the full 90 seconds and try and beat that 25 set by Levi Jones in the Jester.
Nice air to start out the run.
Oh no, he's on the 2
maybe not.
wheels. Now into the other 2 backflip ramp. Oh my goodness.
Joe, I was going to say, if that's another truck that's ending early, I don't think we should ever come back here.
It's been a little curse tonight here at the Raymond James Stadium, but Lathan's going to look to try and break that curse and try and beat. So, once again, Levi Jones was the 3rd truck out in the Jester. He still sits in the hot seat with his 4 trucks left, Trey. So, do you think the nerves are getting to Levi now, knowing that he still has a realistic shot at winning this event?
Definitely, but you can't let that ruin the run.
That's true, but we'll see Lathan going out nearing the midpoint of the run in Lucas Oil Crusader, airing it out over the racing lane towards the other obstacles, getting through it nicely, turning around. Now he's into the final half of the run in Lucas Oil Crusader. Solid momentum, solid hits, solid air, needs the wow moments, and Lathan is going for trying to beat that 25 set by Jester.
Well, he only has 30 seconds, Joe. I honestly think he needs to pick it up a couple of notches to challenge for this lead. And I mean, he's got time to do it, but is he going to be able to is the real question.
Look at that air. Oh, my goodness. Oh, a 4-link is completely off the truck.
Is that another one hanging, or is that something else?
I think that is another 4-link hanging in the front.
I can't tell if that's in the middle of the truck or on the side.
My God. Well, he left 12 seconds on the clock, but Trey, this is a truck killer here in Tampa tonight.
I honestly think it's just bad luck.
I mean, look at that 4-link came off. Then look at that one hanging.
Oh, look at the entire chat. I mean,
yeah,
it's just off to the side. Yeah.
It shifted off to the right.
That's so strange.
Look at that.
Is that nuts? The drive shaft?
Yeah, I think it is part of the drive shaft. Wow. We'll see what the scores are. 6s across the board. It's an 18 for Lathan Strickland in the Lucas Oil Crusader, but just 3 trucks left to beat Levi Jones in the Jester. So now the final 3, they were the top 3 in Philadelphia. Can one of them find what they did in Philly to try and win here? It's Ryan Wilson out the Brodozer, looking to try and win his first event in this truck and looking out to maybe start big in the 90 seconds. He'll go for that jump. Nice air to start out in the Brodozer.
Now, do you think these last couple of guys here are a little nervous from what they've seen how the truck's just breaking?
They have to be, right? They know, I have to go really big. Levi Jones had those 2 saves, a backflip, some really good air momentum, but I've seen about 5, 6, 7 trucks break before me, so what do? Oh, look out! He hit that jump, and now he's all over the place!
I don't think I've ever seen... That was the most diesel thing I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, but now Trey, he still has, over 50 seconds left. A great save for Ryan Wilson, and that's what he needs to try and top Levi Jones in the Jester.
Yeah, but he's got to carry that momentum and that adrenaline throughout the entire thing now, and that's a lot of time to do it, but he should be able to. He's going to put in some cyclones here. Very nice. Just calm it down now. Don't tip the truck over. Careful.
Yeah, he's going over that in some weird ways. I was a little nervous for him.
And, I mean, what else can he do now? I mean, he's just pretty much full throttling everything.
Yeah, he is. Look at that air. Nicely done
goodness.
Right there. Luckily got away from the pond so as not to break anything, but 20 seconds left. What can Ryan Wilson do to try and top that 25 set by Levi Jones in the Jester?
Got to be careful right here. Huge air. Very nicely done. Flip it around here. 5 seconds left, Joe. What's he going to go for?
Oh, he's going for the backflip ramp right here in front of us with a few seconds left. He completed it perfectly and pulls it into a wheelie over the racing lane.
I think that's going to count.
Oh, look out.
No.
Oh, he's into the wall.
I don't know if that... Would that count?
I think that's up to judges' discretion, right?
I would say it would count because it looked like it was... I think it might have hit at 1 second left, but I'm not sure.
Right here, this was this crazy save as he flipped it, from one side to the other, back to the other, back to the other, and Fortunately, it came back on all fours. But Trey, with how similar this run was with Jester and Levi Jones, I have to bring up that there is no tiebreaker judge in any events this week in BeamNG Monster Jam. We're trying a new thing in this series where it's solely based off of whoever got the score first ends up on top.
Interesting.
So we'll have
poor guy who's the tiebreaker. He lost a job.
Yeah, he lost the job. But as Wilson flips into the wall right here, if it comes down to where it's a tie between these two, I'm not saying it's gonna be, but we'll have to see what the judges think is enough to beat the 25 set by Jester. The scores are in a 9 and 8 and an 8.5 to 25-5. It's Brothers and Ryan Wilson on top with just 2 trucks left here in Tampa. So, Trey, we have a new leader for the first time since the 3rd truck out, but now William Seaman out in the Monster Mutt, and someone has a bone for him again in the stands.
This is going to be a weekly thing, isn't it?
I think it is. There he goes. The bone got thrown, and he went after it. But so we just saw 25-5 go out, get the lead. Ryan Wilson, the Brothers. What can Seaman do? Huge air off the back of the MX. Let's start the 90 seconds.
Let the dogs out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry, it's a catchy song.
Yeah, I can hear it, and I really do want to start singing it, but
I think you get paid more than me, so I think I'm allowed to sing it, Joe.
I think so, but William Seaman so far 20 seconds into the run, the Monster Mutt. He's had some really big hits for the first 3 or so that he's done, and continuing some really good momentum here in the Monster Mutt, trying to live up to the hype that the song is giving him.
Joe, I gotta ask, how much money does JRTV have in the savings account? Do you know?
I do not know that information.
What do we need to bring that boat up there down onto the field?
Probably a lot of money considering it's on our boat.
That's fair. I just had to ask. Oh my goodness.
That was a nice sky wheelie, but it could have ended up bad for William Seaman. But he's doing everything he can, throwing everything at the track to try and beat that 25-5. Where is he going?
Goodness.
That truck somehow absorbed. That's not done yet. What a save.
How did that break?
I don't. They built this monster.
You've seen trucks earlier take later hits and it broke.
Oh, backflip. Nice tight rotation. Lands it nicely. 20 seconds left for the Monster Mutt. Oh! A power wheelie. Look at this.
I was not expecting to see that.
William Seaman, Trey, is going for it. Maybe he can contend if he can fill out these final few seconds.
He's only got 5 seconds left, Joe. He's got a plan.
Oh, my goodness. Trey, there's no front end of that truck anymore. I think it finally broke.
What's the underneath say?
Begging for bones.
Oh, okay. that looked like that hurt.
It did. There's the backflip. Nicely done. But right here as he slams it in reverse and then hits the gas, there is a lot of horsepower under this dog.
I did not think there was that much, but that's very impressive.
That is. And Trey, I'm looking down at the field right now. They've gotten Seaman out. He's running to the sidelines, and they're leaving the truck out there.
Oh, goody. You know what that means.
Yeah, well, there's only one truck left, and I think that they decide with how broken it is, they are not going to try and get this thing off. They're just going to leave it out there.
Oh, watch this hit. Oh, it's broke.
It's already broken. Then he broke it a lot more.
Oh, my goodness.
The whole front end is off the truck.
The whole front is just completely twisted.
Well, I could see why they didn't want to drag that thing off now.
I don't know how they're going to be able to drag that. Oh, you can see him in there. He's okay.
Yeah, so 25-5 by Ryan Wilson, the score to beat. The scores are in for the Monster Mutt. It's going to time with Brett Sear and the Monster Energy at 22.5 for William Seaman, as now just 1 truck left in the field. And it is last week's winner, Justin Zydel, in the Gravedigger, looking to go back-to-back. He won here back in Season 1, Trey. Who can forget the 360 Skyway?
I can't forget about it because I'm still in shock that it happened.
Yeah, well, you might be in more shock if more things happen here for Zydel to try and win this. He has to beat the 25-5, and oh boy, he's lined up for the MX Hill.
Well, let's see how long this lasts. If it's a one-hit wonder, or if he's going to be able to continue it out.
We'll have to see here. Justin Zydel ready to gun for it in the Gravedigger, amping the fans up. There he goes. He's going to let it fly to start the 90 seconds out.
Very nice there. He's going to be able to combo it up.
Oh my god.
He bounced right over top of it.
Yeah, he didn't get to combo it up because the truck had so much recoil in it.
I got to ask with that. Okay, just making sure he wasn't going for it. With the Monster Mutt out there, do you think he's going to avoid it? Because you know the relationship with Charlie Pocket and Gravedigger and all
Dennis
that stuff.
Anderson,
Yeah, you think he's going to avoid that?
I mean,
just because of that, you know what I mean?
if it can get him points, I don't know. I mean, you talk about, Charlie Pocket and Dennis Anderson. Justin Zydel and William Seaman, I don't think have any relationships. I don't think he cares.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. Uh-oh.
Luckily,
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to be hitting that.
luckily, he was off to the side. If not, that truck was probably breaking.
I'm glad you saw the same thing I did.
He's getting massive air tread.
Yeah, he's absolutely sending this truck right now.
Watch out for the
Oh
wall.
my goodness. I think he might be a little upset. He wasn't the one that won last week.
Oh, he didn't have to back it up, so here he goes, launching a huge air. Oh, that time he hit it. Oh, my God.
Well, that takes care of the question about the Monster Mutt.
Yep, and it takes care of the question of who's won, because I don't think with over 20 seconds left on the clock, Zydel's going to be going back-to-back here to start out the season.
Okay?
I would hope he's okay. Oh, my.
Also, I want to take back my statement about him not winning, because I just noticed I'm really dumb. It's been a long week, Joe, and it's been a long weekend is what I should say. Let's just forget about that.
We will. The scores are coming down for the judges. I don't think it's beating the 25.5. And it's not. It's 3 5s. It's a 15 for Zydel, which means, Trey, Ryan Wilson in the Brodozer has started out his season with a 3rd and a 1st here, and he beats it by half a point over Levi Jones and the Jester. Complete insanity here from Tampa as we look at the finishing results. You see Brodozer, Jester, really good runs. Monster Energy, Monster Mutt tied along with Brutus and Kraken, and we go down to the bottom half of the list. Some big names down here. You know, Nicholas Voorhees couldn't fill out the clock, and Lathan Strickland down here. Alexander Rowe and Justin Zydel. Cody Anderson, Keegan Thompson will be going first out next week. And as we look at the point standings after just 2 events here in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, you see Ryan Wilson now on top with 40 points in the Brodozer. William Seaman and Justin Zydel still up there, but at the cut line, we have Lathan Strickland, Katie Thurman tied right above, and then just 2 points below, you have Matt Mosso, Nicholas Voorhees is down there, Connor Annapolis and Tevin Maxwell, and Rowe is down below, Keegan Thompson and Cody Anderson as well. So crazy points as we'll look forward to the next two events this week in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series.